I don't know if you guys have seen it yet, but I posted on Facebook on my Planet Sci-Fi page that we're posing a hypothetical where Darth Vader and Darth Maul fight it to the death, or at least to whoever gives up the fight. But it's not really an in canon scenario. I tried to keep some of the elements in canon just to keep it true to the characters, but I'm just running a fun hypo. I love to post hypos to Star Wars fans and other movie fans. You know, who, if these two characters crossed over, who would actually come out on top? You have Darth Vader and Darth Maul. Both are Sith, or at least one. They were Sith apprentices to Darth Sidious, to the Emperor. Both have their strengths and weaknesses. Darth Maul is the vicious attack dog that doesn't speak much, but over time, during the Clone Wars in particular, he learns the art of manipulation and learns how to become more of a leader. And he suffered grievous injuries by Obi-Wan, and that fuels his anger even more. Darth Vader, he is the Empire's top military leader. He's a shrewd and brilliant military strategist and tacticianist, or tactician, not tacticianist. And he is cold and calculating. He's brutal. He's a strange combination of being very powerful and brutal, but also being calculating. He is not above setting traps for his enemies to walk into to defeat them, like he tried with Luke and Han and Leia in The Empire Strikes Back. He didn't just go in and try to capture them. He set traps for them. He played them off each other. He played Luke's connections to his friends as a weakness. He used his friend's suffering to draw him into a trap at Cloud City. And so Vader, I think, will excel at trying to get into Maul's head and trying to mess with him. Vader is also very he's very familiar with manipulation, not only because he's a manipulator, but because when he was a Jedi, he was manipulated by Palpatine into becoming a Sith Lord. So a lot of his abilities relating to manipulation comes from the Emperor. And Vader is no slouch when it comes to pain. I mean, Darth Maul was left to die on Naboo. Vader was dismembered, he was cut up, burned alive, all of his internal organs rendered dysfunctional, and he survived long enough that the Emperor was able to save him and rebuild him. Now that is commitment. And I think that's because of his strength to the dark side. His strength from his connection to the dark side is forged by his pain, but also his anger, his his depression, his sense of loss as Anakin. You know, Anakin lost his wife. He thinks anyway, he's lost his children. He's lost all of his friends. He's lost his mother. He's lost everything. So as far as Vader is concerned, all his life is pain. Maul has lost a lot. Don't get me wrong. He lost his lower torso. He suffered tremendous injuries, but he never really had the family that Vader once had. So he didn't really go through this. He didn't go through the cycle, the vicious cycle of having something and then losing it. Vader did lose something. He had a family. He had a wife, children on the way. He had friends on the Jedi Council. By the end of Revenge of the Sith, they are all gone, and he is alone with only Palpatine as his source of comfort, if you want to call it that. So I think Vader has some mental. Sorry, that was my dogs. Has some mental advantage over Maul because, unlike Maul, Vader has gone through a lot more psychologically. He had something and then he lost it, so he knows how people feel when they lose something. So I think he'll be able to get into Maul's head a lot.